Hello everyone, just leaving my house. Thought I'd take you for a walk with me today. I'm in Costa Rica, Corcovado Beach Lodge, just walking to my yoga mat, walking to the location where I will put my yoga mat. It's a beautiful day out, and I thought you could come with me and see the grounds and where I'm living and where I'll be holding a retreat in the upcoming years. So one of my favorite things to do in the morning is to roll out my mat near the water and come into an organic, gentle flow. And I hope you get something from this practice. I have a sped up version of this, but we're going to do a guided version as well. So, hola. So, coming onto your mat, coming down to sit in meditation. And just coming tuned into your feelings. Inhale, arms reach. Sitting cross-legged, hands down at the heart. Exhale. Inhale, arms reach, bringing in some protective energy around you. Some white light, maybe close your eyes. Notice how you're feeling this morning. Inhale, arms reach. And we're going to come into flowing from side to side. So bringing one hand on the mat and a little bit of Kundalini energy this morning. Moving from side to side, warming up the spine. Continuing to breathe. Beautiful. Like seaweed in the ocean, just flowing back and forth. Lovely. Bring your hands at your heart. Inhale and exhale everything out. So working a lot on breath through the yoga practice. We're going to come onto our hands and knees and push back into our child's pose. Push the mat away. Exhale, inhale, draw the mat towards you, like suction cups with your hands. Exhale, inhale. Opening up your rib cage, your lungs, and your shoulder blades. Go ahead, relax your mat, or forehead on the mat rather, and continue to inhale and exhale, filling up your back with air. This will be like an organic practice this morning, just coming into some different shapes. Moving up into our tabletop, stacking our joints. And we're going to go ahead and paddle the tops of our feet, waking up the feet. You're going to inhale for cow and exhale, stick out your tongue, lion's breath, crossing your eyes. Exhaling, continued through cat, push the air out, round through the back. Inhale, forward, exhaling back. So you can seamlessly do this if you have this in your practice or just starting. Exhale at top, stick out your tongue and cross your eyes if you like. Or you can just roll back into your cat. And you're pushing through your shins just a little bit on the mat, stacking your joints. Let's extend that right leg back behind you, tuck your back toes under, and the opposite arm. Left arm reaches up. And lifting up the back foot, balancing, and bringing everything in, crunching in 3 to 5 rotations. Exhale in, inhale, reaching out. Exhale, lengthen. Beautiful. 3 rotations. Switching sides, tuck that left toe under. And right hand up. And as you can see, you're stacking your wrist underneath your shoulder here. Beautiful. Reaching everything up to the sky on that inhale, lengthening. Exhale, crunching in. Beautiful. Working on balance, and you could lift your feet and hand up to the sky for tiny dancer if you like. We're going to place both hands on the mat now and go ahead and roll through your spine in one direction, stirring like you're stirring a pot of soup, making spirals and circles with your spine. Cat and cow, again, coming into a child's pose. Beautiful organic practice. Relax your forehead on the mat. Inhale and exhale. Coming onto your forearms, we're going to walk ourselves from our child's pose, rock forward onto our forearms, and step your forearms a handprint ahead. And we want your arms shoulder width apart. Our forearms do a lot of the work here. We're coming into melted heart. So we're stacking our hips over our knees as well. Shins are active on the mat. And we're bringing our belly button up into the spine and sinking that heart down to the mat. So I'm showing you now, we want that spine, the navel up into the spine. So the actual curve of the spine is in the upper back. And this is a bit of an interplay that we're going to work on through the following sequences. Bringing your hands behind your head in prayer. Behind the head, this lengthens in the underarm area so beautifully. I have this in my practice all the time. I love it. Deep breath here, connecting to the earth, relaxing your mind, your head, everything. Rocking forward onto your forearms. Going to come right through onto the belly. Forearms are still active. We're in our Sphinx pose. And actually our forearms are the only thing holding us up. You can sink down through the shoulders if you want to get into the shoulders, or you can hold your chest up tall. Some rocking the hips from side to side. Some yoga practices like hot yoga, I've been in classes where you'll sink your head, chest down. It depends on your practice. So you're going to come to stack your hands, bring your forehead onto the mat, knees out wide, and so I should have mentioned that in a Sphinx pose, your lower back, everything from like your upper back down is completely relaxed. Your forearms are doing the only work. So here we're just relaxing our spine even further, rocking the feet from side to side, coming back up into Sphinx, tuck your toes under, and make your way back through melted heart, up onto your forearms, again into a dolphin pose. And so we're just going to pedal out the feet, lifting that right leg up and back, rocking knee through chest. So on the right side, and pedal out the feet, so maybe 3 times on the right side. Shift the weight forward slightly. Walk yourself up into a downward dog and play around here. Like I said, it's organic. So we're on the left side, bringing and rocking the knee through 3 times. You can do this in dolphin pose or in your downward dog, whichever you prefer. Pedaling out the feet, play around with your downward dog, bend the knees, sink your chest down deep, and walking your feet to the top of the mat. Bent knees, rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time. Arms reach all the way through stand. Hands land at your heart. Exhale. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands at your heart. Go ahead, folding forward, hands onto your shins, lengthening through your spine, and just rocking forward onto your toes slightly, shifting your weight forward. Over bent knees, feet nice and flat, rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time, arms reach. Exhale, hands at your heart. I'm going to step back with the left foot, coming into warrior 1, and then we can pivot that back heel to come into a high runner's lunge. Okay, so we're going to dip that knee down behind us. It's like you're wearing a high heel. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale into our warrior 2. And we're going to pivot sides. So go ahead and turn towards the other direction. And do the high back heel up high when we come into our runner's lunge. So it's like you're wearing a high heel, so you're really using that ball of the foot. Shoulders down, back and down, nice and relaxed. And arms reaching up towards the sky. You can also have your hands on your hips. Warrior 1. Back foot is on a 45-degree angle. And we're gonna come into Warrior 2. Pivoting wide stance on your mat. Let's just move organically through the hips, one direction or the other. Interlock your hands behind you. Leading with the chest, looking up at the sky. Drawing the hands down and back. We're gonna fold forward. And just rocking our weight forward. Bringing you can have your feet angled in slightly for this if you like. Hands flat on the mat, shifting over to the right and over to the left. Nice and gently. Rocking from side to side. We're going to walk our hands over to the front of the mat in a low runner's lunge. You can use that mat folded for your back knee if you like. Just going to shift our hips back for a nice stretch to the hamstring. Bring your hands up onto your thighs and back down to the mat. Tuck your back toe under, and we're going to pivot over onto the other side, some more organic movement. And again, using your mat. So we're pivoting directions again, shifting your weight forward and back. So we're lining up our hands at the top of the mat with our foot, and our hips are nice and square. Coming up, we're stacking our knee over our ankle, hands onto your thighs, reaching overhead, maybe come into a few arm movements here if you like to stretch. Shifting your hips back and forth for a nice hamstring stretch. Tucking your back toe under, fixing your mat. And we're gonna again come into a straddle lengthwise on the mat. And see how you feel with your hips here. We're going to roll up with bent knees, one vertebrae at a time, or you can come up with a flat back with your hands on your hips. So showing you those two. Toe, heel your feet together, coming to the center of your mat. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands at your heart. Walking towards the top of your mat. Let's step back with the left foot back into our Warrior 2. Lining up that front heel with the back arch. Coming to extended side angle with your forearm onto your thigh. Reaching. Back Warrior 2. And Exalted Warrior, Peaceful Warrior. Again, pivoting to the other direction, Warrior 2. Coming through that side angle and then into your Peaceful Warrior on this side. Nice firm feet, nice firm stance. Shoulders are squared. So we're not, reaching the shoulder right out of its socket. They're squared. Coming through center again. Lengthwise on the mat, into that straddle, and we're going to fold forward and reach behind us this time. You can bend through the knees, shaking your head, yes and no, from side to side. And pivoting to the top of the mat again, coming into your downward dog, and then a modified plank, lowering everything down to the mat. Inhale, wave the body up into your baby cobra. Inhale, head comes up last. Exhale, head comes down last. Inhale, lead with your chest. Head comes up last. Exhale, inhale, come up. Nice wave through the spine. Lifting up your hands this time. We do not need our hands for support. Continuing to breathe and hands down, pressing back into our child's pose. Tucking the back toes under. Walking towards the top of the mat. And we're going to come down to sit. So go ahead and reach your legs forward, moving your sit bones away, the flesh away rather from your sit bones. Nice and flat. Bringing your right pad of your right foot into your left inner thigh. Inhale, arms reach, turning your torso and folding forward over the left leg. Switching sides. Inhale, arms reach. Turning your torso and folding forward. Walking your hands up that leg. You can massage on the way up. Coming pads your feet together. We're going to come into a nice cobbler's pose. So you can have your feet close to you, or you can have more of a triangle shape. Folding forward, inhale, arms reach, exhale, fold. So close or far, depending how far you'd like, how deep a stretch you want to go. You can have your feet farther away for more of a triangle shape. I've got my feet nice and close because I have this in my practice all the time. Putting your feet flat on the mat, and we're going to move our buttocks towards our heels, rolling down one vertebrae at a time, bringing your knees to your chest and rocking from side to side. And let's just bring our feet together, and we're going to come into a supine cobbler's pose, and then out into a happy baby, just rolling around, playing around with that happy baby. Feet flat on the mat. And we're going to shift our hips over to the right, knees coming over to the left for a gentle twist. As this is a 20-minute practice, we've just gone through a bit of a flow, but we're going through the 6 movements of the spine. So go ahead and relax into your twist. Enjoy your organs, getting some breath and some inner movement. We're wringing out our organs in a twist. Coming through center. Again, using your feet. You can windshield wiper your knees. Completely relax the upper body. Use your feet to lift your hips up and shimmy your hips over to the left. And let your knees fall to the right. Beautiful. And you can use some space perhaps in your upper body if you'd like to lift up whatever side your knees are pointing in. You're going to lift up that shoulder and set it back down. So the right shoulder up and back down, and back through center. We're going to come into a nice ball, hugging the knees into chest. So we've arranged our hips and our spine and bringing our nose into our knees. And then lengthening everything out into your Shavasana. Beautifully relaxed shoulders, relaxed palms, open, soft, soften the eyes. And let the ground support you here, and just release all the work you've done so far. Relax your mind. There's nothing we need to do in this moment. Wherever you are, let the sensory, let the environment be part of your Shavasana. Whatever sounds you hear, whatever smell you might smell. You can even bring your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Relax your throat. You're ready to come out of your Shavasana. We're just going to wiggle our fingers and our toes and start to wake up a little bit, reaching overhead for a nice long stretch. And bring your knees up to you and rolling over into a fetal position onto the right side, using your arm as a pillow. Using that right arm as a pillow. We're just going to dump out whatever we don't need from our practice. Whatever doesn't serve us, we're going to let go of now. Now we're starting anew, coming up to sit. Waking up again for the day, coming to sit in half lotus or cross-legged in a meditation, cupping your right hand into your left. Take a deep inhale, hands at heart center, Namaste. Coming into a meditation. We're going to come into some ohms. So inhale. Palms open on your lap, relaxing your brow. You lighten to your day. Namaste. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for showing up with Show Up Yoga. It's a morning practice. So wherever you are, whatever time of day it is, I hope you got something out of this practice. Namaste. Much love from Show Up Yoga.